Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture to see how those incidents may not affect our daily lives. Listen, you see it in the background. We are reviewing Fight Night, $1 Million Heist, round four, real police work. Baby, housekeeping. If you want to support this channel for the free, please hit that like button and also subscribe. And once you subscribe, you'll be open to a plethora of movies and television series that I have reviewed. Listen, if you want to support this channel monetarily, my Cash App is on the bottom and memberships are available. Baby, there was so much moving and popping on this in this episode. So much moving and popping. So let's get into it. Baby, from what we saw from the last episode, Frank killed Lena, but Lena didn't give him any information. I don't know why they think just killing the people is going to get them the information they need. If they'd have kept her alive, they could have gotten the information out of it, because old big dude was always torturing somebody. Maybe it's the honor code. They didn't want to torture the women. Then you get a bad behind woman that would torture the woman. I don't know. I'm not trying to be gangster. I don't know the rules. I don't know the rules. But he kills Lena. Lena doesn't tell him anything. And the other robber got killed when they was robbing. So baby, Silky, you's in danger, man. Because see, now they sent Silky out here to Chicken, because Chicken done messed everything up, and Chicken thinks that he can get this stuff back together. He's not realizing the magnitude of people who he is dealing with. These are gangsters. These are people that don't mind pruning you from a timeline. Do you hear me? And so he's running around telling them, I got this under control. You don't have nothing under control, Chicken. You don't have nothing under the control. Now, he was able to figure out Lena and figure out where she worked at that diner. And he goes to the diner trying to figure out where she is in the repast. Meanwhile, in between time, the robbers count all they loot, honey. And I mean, they counting the loot. And by the time they finish now, Lena's little cousin is worried about her because she hadn't checked in. She hadn't done anything like that. So they're all worried about her. Come to find out, he's on the police scanner trying to figure out what's going on, and then he hears about the bodies. But even before then, them folks done robbed these people, because you remember it was a casino going on down there too. So that meant that there was money foot. So Chicken took that lottery money and fronted it to do this party. They done got away with from what they said in jewels and stuff. They think it went up to $1 million, but I think they had in cash $830,000. And one of the robbers was talking about, well, I think we should renegotiate our cut, because $20,000 is not going to cut it. That's right, because shoot, between the Lena dead, and now that you think about it, shoot, you could cut that. They could at least give the three of y'all they cut. Lena and the other guy ain't gonna be able to get their cut, so get the motherfuckers. But anyway, meanwhile, one of the robbers decides that he's gonna take a few pieces and go fencing for himself, because he figured, I want to get a little extra money and change by fencing this and stuff. He takes it to his fence, and his fence tell him, man, you must think I'm a fool, that I'm gonna get here and fence this stuff for you, and then I'm gonna be caught up. He says, don't you fence this stuff here in Atlanta. You need to take that somewhere else. Don't you fence that stuff here in Atlanta. So the guy's now sitting here with like a handful of jewelry that he can't pawn, he can't do anything with, because, and he's so stupid. But the greed will get you. The greed will make you stupid, because you don't know how to lay low to get your money later. But he couldn't fence that stuff, baby. One thing I'm seeing about Chicken is very self-centered. He thinks that he can just handle everything. He's self-centered. Is it a level of selfishness? Y'all let me know. But it's almost like you're not aware. You're not aware how this one action has taken place and caused all these other things. And you're thinking, well, I didn't do it. Playing the victim all the time. It wasn't me. I was just trying to have a party. You were having a party at this woman's house. It was supposed to be a good gambling situation at this woman's house. You didn't think to have security at the doors? Having that man just standing at the door, opening the door, greeting folks? You didn't think to have security? Silky tried to help you out, but you didn't want to figure, oh, I got it all by myself. And that's how you got in your trouble. Because you did not, you're trying to do micromanage everything, and you to micromanage yourself into a situation that done got everybody in trouble and got your family a thing. So Chicken think is the great, and obviously Chicken's wife must be a nurse. But anyway, Chicken takes Vivian over to his home with his wife and his children. She bleeding and stuff. And he gives her this little runaround little story and stuff like that. But that wife ain't stupid. Like she said, I'm saved, but I ain't stupid. She knows who Vivian is. And Vivian is, again, so silly. You so busy being kind of you jealous and upset about him having this little situation that you claim that you don't know nothing about. That's a whole different world. Chicken is in his world with you, and he's in his world with his folks. Now, I told y'all a long time ago, because y'all young people always be running around here talking about, oh, well, I suppose I want to have this. These men back in the day would have families over here on First Street, and they hoe on 6th Avenue. And both of them be up in houses and all kinds of stuff. But y'all don't have that. Y'all just be running around here trying to figure out how y'all can just have all of this stuff, and you're not even contributing like you need to. But that's a whole nother story. Let me pull back out. He takes her over there. They get to talking about Gordon Chicken, aka Chicken. And both women he does the same thing at one house that he does to the other. They both kind of know him and everything like that. Baby goons show up to Chicken's house, and Chicken's wife went in there that closet and pulled out those guns and rifles. When the men come in there talking about they was finna shoot somebody, baby, she put that gun toward him, and then Vivian had her gun toward him, and they backed off. So she was packing her stuff up, and she was getting ready to go, rightfully so. So Chicken goes to the and I'm talking real fast, but it's just a lot of stuff going on. So Chicken goes to the repast, and he finds Lena's cousin there. Well, in the meantime, in between time, the police find out some more information. They found out about Chicken. They find out about Lena, and they go to the repast too, and they're about to arrest the cousin. And the Chicken gets himself in the middle of it. Talking about, if you arrest him, you know how when you get the crowd all riled up because they're at a funeral, and the police arrest Chicken, and they arrest the boy. What is Lena's cousin's name? Let me see if I got it real quick, because I can't remember if they said his name. They've said his name. I know they said his name, but I just can't remember the name. And I'm trying to look for the little boy. Because if I don't catch him in the first little clicks, well, Lena's cousin. They get Lena's cousin in jail, and he realizes he's upset because he feels like he got his cousin killed. Because he got his cousin killed, and he ends up pruning himself from the timeline. And the thing about it is, he was supposed to go into the holding cell. Them folks didn't care nothing about that little black boy in the interrogation room. As far as they were concerned, he could have stayed in that interrogation room forever. So meanwhile, so I'll get back to that, but he pruned himself from the timeline. Let's get to the thing. Now, the firm is upset with Frank. They don't like how Frank is handling. And shout out to what is that rapper's name? I almost see it's David Banner. He was Missouri Slim. He told Frank he was upset. He says because they could have been out in the street and they could have been shooting up the place to figure out what was going on. Somebody would talk. And Frank was like, no, we down here in the South. And these folks down here in Dixie don't mind. They still lynching folks. Because you remember, this is around the 70s. And people were still getting, I think the last time I've heard of a lynching was like in the 80s down there in Mobile, where the KKK had lynched that young man down in Mobile. And the wife sued and bankrupt the KKK in that area of the United States. But anyway, down there in Alabama. They're upset with Frank. Missouri Slim is upset. Mushmouth is upset. So Terrence Howard's character, what's his name? Chicago. Ooh, when I get these names. Where is Terrence Howard? Cadillac Richie. Cadillac. So Cadillac is like, well, you got to give him some slack. And Frank told him, you know what? You need to be like your daddy was. See, the one thing I like about your daddy is that he shut up and he was told, boy, you could have bought Cadillac for a penny. Because they're still trying to figure out who did it, but they don't realize it's Emerson. And Emerson done shot his tail back up there in New York. Post Silky. He tried to get with Chicken to give him the information. Chicken goes off on his own. He wants to handle everything. Well, Frank don't let Silky get too far away because remember, Silky was the one that brought Chicken in. So Silky is technically responsible for Chicken. Baby, Silky called Chicken to see what was going on. And Chicken was like, I'm going to handle it. Baby, Frank got on that phone. He says, no. He says, you need to figure things out and figure things out right. And baby, he sat up there and had his goon prune Silky from the timeline, y'all. And Chicken had to hear it. So now Chicken is realizing, oh, it's some problems. So he goes home. As he goes home, his wife is packing her stuff up to go. And he's trying to stop her. Now, this is where I got pissed off. I got pissed off with her. See, I'm pissed off is, regardless of what he's got going on that stuff over there, he's got all this trouble and stuff like that. Once it comes to the home, he no longer, once that stuff, you let him lead, you can let him all do all those things. I have no issues with that. But once them problems come to the house and your children are involved, you and your children, first, your priority is to get your children where they could be safe. And Chicken is worried about, his manhood looking crazy. You just leave and doing all this stuff so I can take care of stuff. Well, she decided to stand by her man. And baby, I don't know what that's going to get her because he done took her to the prostitute place to live there. I don't know how to get, but that pissed me off because I'm like, baby, and Chicken, you pissed me off because you should have at least want her to get somewhere safe. She can call you, but let her get someplace safe. Let her go to a family's house. Let her go to a friend's house. Let her go somewhere where you know she's safe. You got big gangsters, the biggest gangsters in the Black community after you're behind, and you want to put your wife in the crosshairs. I didn't agree with that. Frank decides, since they can't find Chicken like they want to, they put money out in the street. And you remember I told you that one of the robbers tried to fence some of the jewelry. Frank's goons went over there, baby. They had a bounty on the robbers, and they had a $10,000 bounty on Chicken's head. And so now it's on. Now everybody in the neighborhood is looking for Chicken again. And see, this is where it pissed me off because now you got your family in danger because once they got to the motel, the kids were like, well, they didn't say they were hungry, but they was like, is this where we finna live? And he's like, no, this is just temporary, whatever. He said, well, maybe we should go to the varsity. That's the wrong move because you done pulled up in there. Now them people know that you're there. They know your wife's car. You come back, they finna get you. They finna get you. In between time and in between time, that I did talk about the cops. They found out through Lena's cousin where the safe house was. They get to the safe house and the robbers get out just in time. They don't get the robbers and they don't get the money. And that's when the cop goes back to the precinct and find Lena's little cousin dead. Baby, Vivian just makes it home. And I don't know why Vivian didn't go someplace else. There was someplace that Vivian could go for at least a couple of weeks till things died down. Ain't no way in the world I'd have went home. Because you remember if you remember back in episode 1, you remember when Cadillac Richie and the goon got out the car to the guy and then they took his fingers off in the house. Baby, you should have went someplace else. Or even at the least, I'd have sold that house. If that was my house, I'd have sold it and bought me a new one. I'd have went somewhere, laid low. I would have hired some cleaners to clean my house. And I'd have sold that joker and laid real low. But Vivian goes home and the goons were knocking on her door. And baby, that's how that episode ended. What y'all think about this? Baby, it's getting good. It is getting real, real good. And this is why I like episode by episode when it drops, because I can really get in here. But what are you all thinking? Rest in peace, Lena. Rest in peace, Lena cousin. Rest in peace, Silky. Because Frank taking them all out one by one by one, and now he has a bounty over the robbers and a bounty over Chicken's head. I'm looking forward to the point because I know he's gonna get one of those robbers, and I think it's the one that tried to fence that loot. That's who they're gonna get, and he's gonna get to talking and telling, "Oh, it was some guy from New York that hired us." Oh, Emerson, and I can't wait to see what happens to old Emerson. Hmm. Hmm. I think the guy that Emerson hired, the darker skinned guy, I think he's gonna get away. But I think the other guys, they ain't gonna be too fortunate. They're not gonna be fortunate. Child, it's gonna be a mess. But what are y'all thinking? Are y'all watching Fight Night? Y'all better get into it. If you hadn't watched it, baby, go binge it this weekend. Come back next week, and we can talk about it. We can talk about it. All right, people. You know we do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Questions? My first question. You think Emerson's going to come back down if Frank calls him to come back down? Or is he going to act like he don't know what's going on? Which one of the robbers you think that he going to get to first? I think it's going to be the one who tried to sell those goods to the fence. Dummy. What do you think is going to be the fallout with Lena's cousin dying in custody? I think that senator is going to be about to get involved. And do I have one more question? I don't. All right, people. I'll see you this time next week. Please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye. Child, a mess. Chicken is not going